Jose Mourinho defensive masterclass.
I have to say this. I'm sorry, I'm a bit arrogant. We have a top manager. Again, please don't call me arrogant, because what I'm saying is true. I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
To Cristiano Ronaldo, shocking the world. These are the 10 football records that will never be broken. And first up, Lionel Messi's ridiculous 2012 calendar year that's still impossible to believe happened.
Still in there for Barcelona. Messi!
Lionel Messi's 91 goals in a calendar year. Lionel Messi in 2012, ridiculous. It was either he hit a glitch or he was playing career mode with the rest of the world on amateur level. For context, the numbers that season were ridiculous. 79 goals for Barcelona, 12 goals for the Argentine national team. Need a further breakdown to understand how crazy it was. 9 hat-tricks that season. In the same period, he smashed Gerd Müller's 40-year record of 85 goals in a calendar year to make history. Amongst active players in the game now, the only players close to Messi's goal tally are Cristiano Ronaldo and Robert Lewandowski with 69 each. Yeah, Messi's record is pretty safe. Of those 91 goals, he scored 59 in La Liga, man. 59. He had more goals than some players even had appearances that year. 13 in the Champions League too. Messi's 2012 season was a freak show, but at the international level, there's a goal record not even Messi is touching anytime soon. Just Fontaine's 13 goals at the World Cup. Just Fontaine. Just think back to how incredible Kylian Mbappe was at the 2022 World Cup. He bagged 8 goals. Or think back to R9 and his heroics with Brazil in 2002. He also scored 8 goals. Now, we mention these names just to give a pre-context as to how incredible Just Fontaine's World Cup goal record is. 13 goals in a single World Cup tournament. 13 factorial. What's even crazier is the number of games it took him to reach this mark. He scored 13 goals in 6 games at the 1958 World Cup, which is more than an average of a goal per game. It's even crazier when you realise he wasn't on any penalties back then. Honestly, this doesn't look like it's going to get broken anytime soon. The closest challenger to Just Fontaine's record is the 11 Sandor Kocsis, bagged in 1954. That's 71 years ago. It's usually emotional to score 1 goal at a World Cup, let alone score 13 in a single tournament. A record like that would be pretty hard to beat on this list. But the next man on it, he's not your average centurion goal scorer. Rogerio Cini, 131 goals as a goalkeeper. Rogerio Cini, 131 career goals in a 22-year playing career from 1993 to 2015. Oh yeah, I should add that he scored all 131 goals playing as a goalkeeper. Yeah, insane. I mean, think about it. It's one thing to have ball-playing goalkeepers in the game, like Ederson or Arsenal's David Raya. But with these guys, what you get is in-game possession and assists. Cini scored 128 goals as a goalie. Before he gets discredited for scoring the bulk of them as penalties, 61 of these goals came from free kicks, meaning Cini isn't just viewed as one of the best Brazilian goalkeepers of all time. He actually breaks into the top 10 for the most free kick goals in the game's history. I'm not even going to lie. It must have been mind-blowing for opposition free kicks walls, seeing a goalie line up to take a dead ball and actually scoring with it. But this one isn't just about the goals, because over at Chelsea there's a defensive record that's probably never ever going to get broken. Mourinho's 15 goals conceded in a league season with Chelsea. Jose Mourinho's 2004/05 Chelsea team was sensational. They didn't just win the league that season, they broke the Manchester United and Arsenal dynasty in the competition as well. Mourinho, in his first season, was a revolution. Took Chelsea to the semi-finals of the Champions League that same campaign and was unlucky to lose to Luis Garcia's ghost goal. But if we keep the focus solely on the Premier League, he set a record that at this point will never be broken. His Chelsea team that year was so solid that they only conceded 15 goals all season. In a 38-game season, 19 games home and away, they conceded just 15 goals. Once this sinks in, it's just ridiculous. 25 clean sheets in the league that season. Out of the 15 goals conceded, they conceded just 6 at home. That back line of Peter Session goal. Players like Ricardo Carvalho and John Terry as centre-backs. And Claude Makélélé in defensive midfield basically made the spine of the team almost impenetrable. They don't make defences like these anymore, the same way they don't make defenders like Philipp Lahm and his crazy defensive record anymore as well. Philipp Lahm 1 year without committing a league foul. Lahm, he was one of a kind. When you think of full-backs who were successful in the game, you probably think of full-backs with crazy assist numbers, or full-backs who went crazy on every tackle, die-hards. But Philipp Lahm was different, man. His brain worked faster than the average footballer every time he played. He was like a genius on the pitch, always calculating. So what's Lahm's crazy defensive record then? Between September 2014 and October 2015, Philipp Lahm went 13 months without committing a foul. 13 months. He's a full-back. He was meant to be putting in tackles and closing down wingers, and he did. But what he did really well was use his brain. We're talking about a guy who was so good, Pep Guardiola decided to switch him from full-back to a holding midfield role because of what he could do with the ball. A genius. Defensive performances like that deserve special awards. And speaking of awards, there's one Lionel Messi has that will take some beating to break. Only problem is, it doesn't seem like there's anyone who'd be consistent enough to break it in the long run. Messi's 8 Ballon d'Ors. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2019, 2021 and 2023. These aren't just random years for Messi. These are all the years where he got voted as the best player in the world by FIFA and France Football after they split the Ballon d'Or. Messi's got 8 in total, but just before we continue on, how incredible this record is. Some of it factorial. He's won the award 8 times. The dude closest to him is his GOAT rival Cristiano Ronaldo with 5. And after that, the competition distances even more. The new generation emerging just puts into perspective how crazy Messi's Ballon d'Or numbers are. Since his last win in 2023, the award has changed hands twice. And in that period, there hasn't been a consistent name like his as challenging for the award. Think about it like this. Even if Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland, arguably the 2 biggest superstars in this present generation, win the next 2 in a row, they'd still need 7 more each just to match Messi's record, let alone talk about beating it. And who's to say Messi can't add a 9th in a couple of months? I mean, if he plays like he did at the 2022 World Cup next year, then Messi could once again become the Ballon d'Or. But at 37, he's already indicated that would most likely be his last World Cup, if he even makes it there. We're unfortunately in the last days of the Messi era, unless, of course, he decides to pull an Ezzedine Bahadur and play for 36 more years. Ezzedine Bahadur, the oldest player in football history. Ezzedine Bahadur is a clear example of an endless passion for the game. Usually, when most players get to 35, they're already thinking about retiring if they aren't retired already. But for Ezzedine Bahadur, he still has his entire career in front of him. In fact, he had more years to go before making his professional debut than he'd lived years on Earth. In 2020, Ezzedine Bahadur made history. At the age of 74 years and 125 days, he became the oldest player in professional football history. 74 years, man. He broke former Israeli goalkeeper Isaac Hayek's previous record at 73 years. And what's even more astonishing is that in the same game, Bahadur also scored from the penalty spot, making him not only the oldest player in professional history, but also the oldest goal scorer in professional history as well. 74 years old. Mind-blowing. But we're back to the goals now. And it's the other half of the GOAT that's turned into folklore at the international level. Cristiano Ronaldo, the most goals in men's international football history. Cristiano Ronaldo, goals, they go hand in hand. Ronaldo's obsession with goals has him, as of recording this, less than 56 goals off 1,000 career goals, but it's his international record with Portugal that makes this even more ridiculous. Again, as of recording this, Ronaldo has scored 143 goals for the Portuguese national team. It's not just the highest Portuguese history, it's actually the highest in the world. And in history. Second behind him is Lionel Messi with 114. But let's be real, Messi has been dropping steady hints about calling it quits with the Argentine national team soon. Him getting 30 goals between now and 2026. I mean, it's almost impossible. After Messi amongst active footballers, the closest challenger to Ronaldo's goal record is Romelu Lukaku with 89 for Belgium. Lukaku will score goals, but asking him to score at least 43 more just to match Ronaldo's record is a pretty big ask. And there's every reason to believe Ronaldo isn't going to stop at 143. I mean, we've seen the man, he looks like he can keep this up till he's 50. After Lukaku, the next challenger to Ronaldo's record is Robert Lewandowski with 87. But at 36, he's closer to retiring than he is to reaching Ronaldo. Even if he doesn't break Ronaldo's record, he's got an achievement of his own that no one is ever touching. Robert Lewandowski's 5 goals in 9 minutes. 2016, Bayern Munich versus Wolfsburg at the Allianz Arena. The then Bayern Munich coach, Pep Guardiola, decided to leave Lewandowski out of the starting lineup and on the bench. But by halftime, the team was down 1-0. Pep needed a response, so he had Lewandowski warm and come on for the second half. I could tell you what happened after, but I'd rather just show you instead. Robert Lewandowski versus Wolfsburg, 5 goals in 9 minutes. I don't care who the next GOAT is, no one is ever touching that. What's even better with this is that he came on as a substitute. Talk about instant impact. He changed the game on his own. But now, guys, we're down to the final record on the list. And unlike all the other records so far, this one is a collective. Real Madrid's Champions League three-peat. 2016, 2017, 2018. Real Madrid, Los Blancos. Kings of Europe. To understand just how impressive this is, we need to take a quick deep dive into history. Since the UEFA Champions League had been rebranded in 1992, before 2017, no team in the modern format had ever won the competition back-to-back. Manchester United and Juventus had won it the previous year and gotten to the final the following year only to lose. And so when Zinedine Zidane's men got to the final in 2017, off the back of being Champions League holders from the previous campaign, everyone expected them to lose. What happened though was Real Madrid using that chance to make history. They beat Juventus in the final that year to become the first team in the new format to win the competition back-to-back. And in 2018, they beat Liverpool in the final to complete the three-peat back-to-back-to-back. Considering the changes to the format and how tough the competition is now, it's hard to see any team winning it back-to-back, not to mention winning 3 in a row. Zidane's Real Madrid team was special, and at the forefront was a Cristiano Ronaldo who simply couldn't stop breaking records. He's still going strong at club level and for his national team Portugal.